Hi, there's a few things about Think Central that I would like to show you, and one of the first things is adding the Spanish version to student accounts in Think Central. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my Think Central login. And quickly, I'm going to log in. And this should be the same screen you see when you log in. You might see some different resources pop up here, but to get the Spanish version, I'm going to go to Settings and Manage Classes. And you should have a class that you've called whatever you named your class. And I'm just going to pick this one right here. So when you click on this class, we can see all the products that they have available to them. Now you already have the Spanish version in your teacher resources online, but right here is where you can click that your students also would have access to the Spanish version for those of you that need it. Don't forget to hit save once you've done that so that it keeps the Spanish version in your student Think Central accounts. The next thing I'd like to show you is adding students to your Think Central account. So I'm going to go back again and just show you that I'm logging in. Here we have resources, and again I'm going to go up to settings and I'm going to manage classes. Now up here in these top folders, I'm going to add a student. I need to tell us, let's say it's a first grade student. First name is going to be Molly, last name Smith. Student ID, remember you need to know their ID number from their account student information. So I'm going to just pretend it's 000012. Usernames are always first initial, last name, and their year of graduation. And the password should be the same as their student ID. So that's 000012, and then you retype the password. You do not need to fill out any of this information, and then you're going to hit add. Once you do that, you then need to drag them over into your class. So now I'm going to go up to class, and I'm going to manage my class. Again, I'm going to put them in this class, and I want to assign students to the class. So that person I just put in should show up here, and I believe it was Smith. Molly Smith right here, and I just need to add them to my class. And then don't forget to hit done and hit OK to save your changes. And the next thing that I would like to show you is adding tests and quizzes in Think Central so that students can begin to take some online tests and quizzes. So I'm going to log into Think Central. Okay, so in order to assign a test or a quiz, I'm going to immediately go up here to the Browse button, and I'm going to choose NL Math Expressions, and I'm going to choose grade 1 as my example. From this menu, I'm going to choose Program Structure and Unit 1. Once that pops up, I'm going to click on the unit level resources. Under the resources is where you can assign the Form A and Form B unit test. You can also schedule students to watch a podcast on using the stair steps. So this would also show up in their to-do list if you were to schedule this. You could also do, this could be scheduled so that students can have this in their to-do list as well. But I'm going to go ahead and assign Form B, and I'm going to assign this, and I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to call it Unit 1 Form B. They have to do it. And then this randomizes the questions in case you think students are going to look at each other's shoulders if you're doing it on laptop side by side. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. But if you do, because that's Smarter Balanced, didn't give the kids the same questions in the same order, so they could have that experience. You're going to select your class. So I'm going to call this my first grade class. And then you can select a certain group of kids to do this. You can select your entire class to do it. You can select certain kids from here and add them over. That's up to you. You want to give it a certain date and an end date, and it doesn't matter what time. This looks like it's about a week's worth of time in order for kids to complete it. And then if they need a password, you can do that here. At this point, I really wouldn't worry about it. Allow students to pause it, yes. Allow them to see their answers. This is, you can keep this as a yes or a no. Sections and questions, 1 of 1 section included. This is where you can specifically select what questions you want them to answer. So you can take the Form B and really make it so that they only take certain questions. Or they take all of it. So that's up to you. And then here's how you could view your results. Standard set, Common Core standards for math. It will do that automatically. And this sets your mastery level at 75%. We cannot change that. Then you would hit save and hit OK. So then what you might want to do is go to your home. Like you can see it's here. Unit 1 Form B is showed up here in my assignment log, but you also want to check, go to your home page, and you can see right here in assignments that that has just shown up in your assignments. And soon there'll be a video on how to look at the results. But for now, you have it assigned. I can show you what it looks like then when the kids log on and see it in their to-do list. Okay, now what you can see is I've logged on as a student. The student just so happens to be Gabriella Butke. And you can see from the things to-do list that here is the Unit 1 test that I signed just a few minutes ago as the teacher. So I'm going to click that as a student, and here's what they get to see. From here, they just give them a little information on what to do. Click next to get to the next question, back to a previous question. You can watch a little thing here on how do I take a test. But I only assigned 5 of the questions from the previous screen where you could select all of them or you could select a few of them. So just for this demonstration, I selected 5 questions. So I'm going to go ahead and start the test. And I'm going to pick which drawing shows the number 9. What number does this drawing show? Which drawing shows the number 6? And what 10 partners does the drawing show? Five. Oh, I'm sorry, 7. What number does the drawing show? Score the test. So it looks like number 4 didn't show up. So you can go back to number 4 and click this. Now we're going to score the test. All questions have been answered. Go ahead and score the test. Are you sure you want to score your test? Yes, I want to score the test. So here it can show you your total score, 5 out of 5. This shows you the question. You can expand it. Normally you can expand it and see it. And then I'm going to go ahead and close that. And you see it disappear from my things to do. Okay, let's look at the results of the assignment or the test that you just had your students complete. So I logged on to my home page, and here under assignments, what you'll see is the percentage of your class that completed that assignment. Now, because I only had one student that I assigned it to, you can see that it has been completed and it's all green. If all your students haven't completed it yet, it wouldn't be green. So this little arrow here by assignments takes you to all of your assignments. So I'm going to click that. And I'm going to go ahead and click on this assignment here where student 1 of 1 completed it. And I'm going to go ahead and click on results and prescriptions. Now from here, because Gabby was the only one who completed it, and the only one who I assigned it to, I'm going to just click on her. Now you see it says there's no prescriptions here. That means since she got 100%, they're not suggesting that she needs to do any more practice. If a student did not get 100%, this program will assign them certain practice problems to do based on the standard that they were not successful in. So for right now, let's go ahead and export some results. So I'm going to export results, and I'm going to just look at it PDF for right now. What you will see when we open it up in PDF is Gabby's first grade class results and prescriptions. Here's the test that she took. Mastery level was set at 75%. Again, we cannot adjust that. That was set in the program. And assigned, here is the date. Here's the student who took it. She got 100%. She mastered all of the standards. There is no prescription. Then it tells you what standards were tested on that test. Now remember, I only chose 5 of the questions for that test. If you were to choose more of the questions, it would have listed all the standards on that assessment. This is going to come in handy when we're doing our standards-based grading. Now this is by just Gabby. But if more students took the test, you could also export the results in a spreadsheet, which would then open up in Microsoft Excel. As soon as it's there, here we go. So in Excel, it's going to tell you some of the same information, but it would tell you more of your entire class, and it'll tell you more standards if more standards were assessed. View and assign prescriptions. Let's take a look at that. There are no prescriptions recommended for Gabriella based on the standard set selected when the test was assigned. Do you wish to select a standard set and calculate prescriptions now? You could, based on certain standards, do this, but right now she didn't need any standards. She mastered the entire thing. So play around with this, see what you can do. The prescriptions would show up in their to-do list, or you could form groups in your classroom based on the results of an assessment. But for now, these are some things that will help us out with our standards-based grading as well.